tous les jours, Caribbean Television Network vous présente CTN Info.
CTN Info.
Le journal qui éclaire votre quotidien avec une compréhension fidèle et objective des événements en Haïti, à Boston, à Miami et bien au-delà. CTN Info, c'est bien plus que des nouvelles, c'est un lien entre vous et votre communauté, où que vous soyez. Chaque soir, du lundi au vendredi de 8h à 9h, plongez au cœur de l'actualité avec des reportages exclusifs, des interviews captivantes et des analyses qui vous concernent vraiment. CTN Info vous apporte des perspectives authentiques façonnées par nos histoires, nos luttes et nos espoirs. Ne manquez pas ce rendez-vous quotidien qui fait résonner nos voix et nos expériences. CTN, notre histoire suivant notre propre compréhension.
C'est chaque jour moi dès qui ça pays a fait pour. Ou vie toute chance pour aller chercher la vie l'autre bord de l'eau. Mais est-ce qu'on connaît pays a, c'est ou même, c'est moi-même, c'est nous tout ensemble. Jodi a, li les proposer tout vraie question. Qui ça va faire pour petit tout avec l'autre génération qui vient yo? Chaque matin, sorti 8h pour arriver 10h, Radio Patriote FM 105.9 dans tête collée à Caribbean Television Network CTN a porté pour vous ça va quitter. Yon gros émission débat sur la vie pays d'Haïti sous contribution nous chaque capoté pour construire Haïti nos rêves. Yon Haïti qui bon pour vous, pour lui, pour moi, pour nous toutes, quel que soit côté nié, en d'un pays ou soit l'autre bord de l'eau. Pas rater émission ça va quitter. Chaque jour, sortez lundi pour arriver vendredi 8h10 dans matin sur Radio Patriote FM 105.9 avec toute plateforme CTN, Facebook, YouTube, X, Roku, Amazon Fire TV avec tout site ctninfo.com. Ça va quitter jeudi, c'est ça petit tout va joindre demain.
Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue à Sac Nouveau, votre émission quotidienne diffusée du lundi au vendredi de 21h à 22h, présentée par Caribbean Television Network en partenariat avec le cabinet Gédéon Morales, votre partenaire de confiance pour toutes vos démarches liées à l'immigration. Sac Nouveau est dédié à l'information et à l'accompagnement des immigrants haïtiens sur les questions migratoires aux États-Unis et à l'international. Notre objectif est de vous fournir des analyses claires, des conseils pratiques et des ressources essentielles pour faciliter votre intégration et protéger vos droits. Restez connectés à CTN pour des informations fiables et actualisées. N'hésitez pas à nous contacter pour toute question ou préoccupation concernant votre parcours migratoire. Ensemble, construisons un avenir meilleur.
Madame, Monsieur, bonsoir. Nous comptons et gagnons jeudi pour capable parler ensemble avec vous sur plusieurs dossiers. Et jeudi, nous allons parler sur votre résolution Nations Unies en 2793. Donc, côté, il a approuvé semaine passée. Eh bien, et on force l'ONU pour Haïti qui t'a supposé gagner la dernière 5500 soldats ou bien policiers ou bien membres. Et je dis, nous gagnons l'honneur pour nous gagner avec nous, ambassadeur, donc ancien chargé d'affaires en Haïti, et Luis Moreno qui est toujours d'accord pour lui partager ensemble avec nous en pile belle information qui va en pile belle scoop. Et ambassadeur Moreno, comment vous êtes?
Papi mal, mon ami, moi, papi mal.
Thank you. I see that your Asian Creole is getting better. Maybe next time we will do the show in Asian Creole.
No, my passing no.
Okay. So you heard the news about the vote of the resolution. Russia and China finally getting on board, but they abstained. Like they did not vote yes, but they did not vote no. So that would kill the resolution.
Right.
What
sort of on board.
Yes. So what do you think about this resolution? What can the Haitian people expect from that?
Well, you know, it's hard to be optimistic, but I mean, it's a very good first step. United Nations Security Council Resolution 2793. They're not calling it a security mission like the last one was. They're calling it a gang suppression force. And It's a good first step. The Americans have somewhere more or less promised $350 million. If you take some of the money from last year that wasn't used and some of the new money, there may be $350 million that the Americans are putting up. The UN said they will create a UN support office in Port-au-Prince with over 100 people that they're going to be staffing from other offices and UN missions around the world to put them in Haiti to supervise this. The key point being is that the mission force doubles from 2,500 people to 5,000. But that's very deceptive because the Kenyans never had anywhere near 2,500. And all the other countries that last time were going to participate in this force really put almost Barbados, Jamaica put a handful, the Americans put a handful, the Canadians less than a handful. And now we have countries like Jamaica, Colombia, Chile. I think the Philippines even said they might be sending people, but nothing has been defined. Nothing has been settled. So it's still a lot of, blah, 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 and nothing forward is happening. And the problem is that, as you know, Monsieur Sancia and the Provisional Council have until April of 2026 before they're supposed to have elections. So unless this gets settled very soon, I'm optimistic that it's a good first step. I'm optimistic about the American administration under Donald Trump has actually moved this forward and shown some interest. I think that's because of Marco Rubio more than anything else, who's the Secretary of State and also the director of the National Security Council. So there's some good aspects to it. But right now, I have to tell you, Monsieur Paul, that there's too many unknowns in going forward. But it's better than nothing at this point.
Do you think there is a possibility that this force would be sent to Haiti and it would be different from what we had now with the Kenyan force?
Well, it needs to be different. The Kenyan force was undermanned. It was under-resourced. It did not have the proper intelligence support. And as you know, as we saw many times in Haiti, the Kenyans would go in with the Haitian National Police and they would take, say, a neighborhood, Delma or, Paco for a brief time, and then they would leave and the gangs would come in right away after they left. So they had no ability to hold territory or areas or neighborhoods that they cleared out temporarily. And very often, let's be honest, they were outgunned by gangs. Some of the gangs have just as much heavy weapons as that the Kenyans had. And the Kenyans only had maximum, 500 people on the ground, and that's not enough. And the other thing I always mention when I speak to you is that unless you have helicopters to be able to respond quickly, if there's a police station that's being attacked by the gangs, if there's a neighborhood that's been overrun, unless you have the ability to quickly respond forcefully, then nothing's going to happen. There's one more problem, my friend, what about Eric Prince and all this business with, his global Vestas? How is this force supposed to work with them and what they're supposed to be doing? So, like I said, it's a good first step, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. And there's so many unknown questions right now.
When you say not going to happen anytime soon, so would the Haitian people have to wait, like, you think, weeks, months, or maybe something next year?
Well, the UN bureaucracy moved relatively quickly to pass this and get the Russians and Chinese to kind of stay out of it. But the question of getting countries to commit personnel, to commit troops, has always been one of the major problems since the main UN mission went away a few years ago. That's always been a major problem. You know, the Jamaicans said last time that they were going to help with this CARICOM initiative and put people there. And the Jamaicans only put 20 or 30 people in. And believe me, having been the U.S. ambassador to Jamaica, I know that the Jamaican Defense Forces are extremely professional, are extremely competent, extremely well trained, and also they have a lot of experience in fighting against gangs. But if they're only going to put 20, 30 people on the ground, that's not going to do it. You know, and they're talking about even the Panamanians putting people on, but no one has signed on the bottom line and said, yes, I'm sending 500. Yes, I'm sending 400. No one has done that yet, except the Kenyans. And even then, you know, this thing is supposed to be for 5,000 troops, right? I don't think the Kenyans are going to send 5,000 troops. You know, the Kenyans had their own domestic political problems with all this. So you ask me, it's not going to be weeks, months. I think it's going to take, you know, at least 6 months, because you have to, the countries have to agree. They have to sign. Those people have to be trained. They have to get ready. They have to deploy. They have to be equipped. You know, that doesn't take weeks. That takes months and months. And that's why the date that that Monsieur Sancia and others have for April of 2026, I just don't see that. And it pains me to say that, but I just don't see how it can be done.
So you think this time there's a chance that the Trump administration might accept to send some U.S. troops because they threatened to not finance the force if the resolution was not passed. It seems like something they were willing to take charge of. So you think there's a possibility this time that they will do something like that, or maybe they would be in the management side, like what do you think about that?
You know, we've had small groups of American troops on the ground during this last Kenyan mission. Most people don't know about it, but I actually helped orient and get those people ready from the Security Force Assistance Brigade, ready to go down to Haiti. Very dedicated people, but it was a small group. So yes, I think your idea about maybe having American forces or some American personnel manage and lead and help coordinate the group, I think that's possible. But if you're expecting 5,000 American troops, by the way, let me say, 5,000 American troops would finish this problem in 4 or 5 months. Because they come in with the needed firepower and helicopters and intelligence resources and everything else. But that's not going to happen. I don't see Donald Trump or anyone putting 5,000 U.S. troops on the ground. There's also the problem that we have going on with Venezuela, and have a lot of American resources in the Caribbean right now. But I don't see those resources being shifted to Haiti anytime soon. Although I got to be honest with you, I think it would be probably the most effective way forward.
But if the United States, they are willing to spend to finance the force, so why would it take so long? Because the money problem is like the biggest problem now. It seems to be in theory solved, even though Mike Waltz, he asked for the other country to commit to give money to the force, but at least this time the U.S. seems to be willing to spend to accept that. So
Right, but Monsieur Paul, it's so far up to now, it's only been the Americans who've given a lot of money. No one else has really signed the check and sent the money to the UN. They're still working on that. So is $350 million going to be able to do this? I would say no. That's not enough. The United States needs other countries to pay part of that bill. And I know that the U.S. delegation in the UN is working behind the scenes very actively to try to get this. But still, it's like I said, it's a first step, but there's a long way to go.
So now that like the Kenyan mission, they are they are gone, officially gone. So they don't have any official mission to Haiti. Like I think on October 2nd, they were supposed to be like the mission is over. So we don't know. There's no communication that says what they are going to do on the ground. If they're going to stay waiting for the official anti-gang repression that voted by the
Yeah,
UN, or if they are going to like pack everything and then leave and then come back again. So
yeah.
what do you know?
Well, just having been involved in these types of things before, from my experience, it would be an incredible mistake for them to leave and then have to come back. Because if you leave and you create that vacuum, the gangs are going to be very aggressive and take all that back. They got a lot of stuff at the airport. They have a lot of stuff at the around with the national police thing. So I don't see them packing up and leaving. I think that they will stay behind and try to wait to see how this plays out. I think the Kenyans are committed for the next round. So if they're committed for the next round, I don't see why they can't keep people on the ground to sustain. I don't think they're going to go out on being aggressive missions, but at least to sustain the logistics and open to receiving the more permanent group when they came in. But yeah, it would be a big mistake to pack up and leave, an enormous mistake.
And you think there is a chance that Kenya will still lead the new force, like voted by the UN, or another country will take the lead?
Supposedly that's the plan. But again, this mandate calls for 5,000 troops. I don't see the Kenyans putting all 5,000 troops. They had trouble keeping 500 there, or to expand to 1,000. As I said, there's considerably domestic political tension inside Kenya itself about this deployment.
So you think there is no like there was a lot of optimistic in Haiti. People who hope like this. We think the force would be deployed like very soon, maybe within a matter of months, since the Kenyan are already there. And you said that that's not going to happen. It's going to take longer than that.
I think it will take longer than that. I think that this is complicated diplomatically, politically, logistically, militarily. It's very complicated in so many senses, and for someone has to come and grab control of all that. But the most important thing now is getting commitments from those other countries for money and for troops. That has to be the priority of the United Nations. I think it's the priority for the Americans right now.
So what do you think the Haitian government, the CPP, should do? How can they help, like, make it faster in a way that they could? What should they do?
Well, I would like to see the Haitian government send people to New York to be able to lobby these countries. They should set up a working group to work in conjunction with the people who are trying to make this happen. There seems to be a kind of detachment from the Provisional Council on these things, and they're more interested in hiring people like Eric Prince to do their own thing and not get behind this multilateral international thing. So I think that the Haitian government should take a more active role in speaking publicly, in having a public relations campaign, in pressuring those member states who have committed money and people. I think the Haitians should be sending negotiators or going themselves, the people from the council, to lobby the international community to get this done.
On another note, Ambassador Moreno, I see the U.S. now. They take a stronger stand toward the Asian CPT. The chargé d'affaires, Mr. Worcester, he criticized the government, Asian government, who they tend to, perpetuate themselves to power, stay longer than they should have been. You think there is a sense of fatigue, like from the U.S. government toward the CPT, so they are like some kind of disappointment. They might not support the CPT any longer.
Well, look, let's be honest. Haiti fatigue has been a trait of every U.S. Administration going back, as far as you can remember. Clinton had Haiti fatigue. Obama, Bush. Haiti fatigue is kind of a normal thing. Biden administration certainly had a lot of Haiti fatigue. I think we haven't seen a lot of progress. Uh, the transitional council doesn't seem to be moving forward in any useful way. We see a lot of internal politics with the council. We see a lot of connections with how can we say, people who maybe not have the country's best interest in mind, but have their own business interests in mind more than anything else. So yes, there's a lot of infighting within the people, and it's broken down into, you have Preval's people, and you have La Valas, and you have people fighting with each other, and there has not been a good unified front. It's not what people had imagined the council would be. So yes, do I think that's creating a bit of frustration? Yes, I mean it always has, and it will. So that, yes, that's an issue.
Is that enough for the U.S. Washington to say, like, you know what, let's get rid of this nine council members, and then now put something new? And historically, the UN, whenever there is a new, like, UN mission to Haiti, then it come with the government, a change in the government.
Well, before you get rid of something, you better have a good idea what's coming behind it. I think that there's been a lot of criticism, but I don't think I have not seen any evidence, or no one that I've talked to. I was just in Washington last week, talking with friends of mine outside the government, but who were connected with a lot of Haiti things. I haven't seen any evidence that people want to see the council removed. I think a lot of people want to see the council transformed, reformed, to become more effective, to become less political, partisan politics aside, and move forward for Haiti, the country, and not for individuals or for political parties. So frustration, yes. Active plans to remove the council would be abject interference that would be rejected internationally. I just don't see that happening.
Let's talk about the TPS right now. Last time, there were some kind of negotiation inside the Trump administration. Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, like, wanted at least to give at least a 12-month TPS to 12-month extension. So right now, with the U.S. acknowledging the situation, accepting that to send to finance the new mission, you think there is a remote possibility they might give another extension? The TPS is set to expire in less than a month. Like, Kristen Noem will have to make a decision about, like, whether she would accept to renew the TPS for Haiti, which I doubt. But you have some very good prediction recently. Do you think there's a chance that we might get that?
No, the Trump administration has showed no willingness to extend temporary protective status to absolutely anyone. If just 48 hours ago or so, they rescinded the temporary protective status of Venezuelans, of many tens of thousands of Venezuelans. They've on the other hand, they declared the gangs to be terrorists, and on the other hand, they're taking away TPS. And look at another thing that happened on Wednesday, Monsieur Paul. They ended the Trump administration ended the Hope Help initiative that was accounting for about 90%, 80% of textile imports duty free from Haiti into the U.S. That companies like Hanes, Calvin Klein, Gap were using this. 90% of Haiti's exports are textiles, and now all those jobs are in great danger of going away, and with the tariffs that they're putting on them, probably will go away. It's not sustainable. So that's another factor that will make Haiti yet more unstable. So the Trump administration is kind of sending, two different messages on support for Haiti.
With the Hope Law, what do you think the reason behind this? Because I guess that this decision, like the manufacturer, the company you just mentioned, they benefited from it with like very cheap labor to Haiti right now, which they will lose. I guess I know they in Haiti, a lot of people would lose their job. But what do you think is the motivation behind that?
The motivation behind is, the Trump administration's policy of high tariffs for everything. That the the thing they always talk about, how the United States is being taken for a ride by other countries. I think that's kind of absurd in this case. That remember, this legislation came into effect, or this act came into effect after the earthquake, to try to help out, and it's been a very successful program. And as you mentioned, a lot of people are working because of this. And by taking this away, it would be a very serious blow to the Haitian economy, and just all the people that are going to be put out of jobs. It's really a sin. It's terrible, and there hasn't been a lot of publicity about this. I haven't seen, very little coverage in the American media about the Hope Help initiative being canceled. And it's another thing, for instance, that the Haitian government could be talking about. They could be saying that what a terrible thing it is that this initiative has been stopped, and it should be reinstated. They should be talking to their people in Washington, talking to the people in UN, and lobbying and trying to get this initiative back, and save tens of thousands of jobs for Haitians.
But they paid the lobbyists like I think Carlos Trujillo for like millions to
Yes.
like
Yes.
defend. So why would it? That was not part of the
Uh,
mandate from him to lobby toward the Trump administration to ask for at least the replacement, or the Asian government. They did not think about that. They forget about that.
Again, I don't want to be overly critical or pessimistic or suspicious, but the Haitian government is spending an ungodly amount of money on these lobbyists in Washington. And I for one, who, as you know, I pay attention to the Haitian situation, because I have that affinity towards the Haitian people, and it's something I keep my hand in and informed of. I don't see anything that these lobbyists have done, other than, I haven't seen anything they've done, quite honestly. And they're getting paid a lot of money, and they're highly connected lobbyists. So maybe that's the idea, that by using lobbyists that are connected to people in the administration, they can get something out of it. But I haven't seen any concrete results from the tremendous amount of money that the Haitian government is spending on these lobbyists.
So let's finish with this mission, like this resolution that was voted, and it seems like there's nothing to expect anytime soon, like you explained. And what should be the the reaction of the Asian government, like for the Asian police? What should they do now, trying to equip the Asian police to so they can solve, or at least try to solve the problem? Because it seems like the international community, like you said, is not willing so far to help. Maybe they need like a bigger something bigger to attend to Haiti. I don't want to make bad prediction, but so far they are not willing. You think we would be better off if we rely on like our police to at least try to solve the problem on our own, do not pay attention to, because it seems like it's empty promise for the Asian people.
I've always been in favor of that. I was in Haiti when we started the police academy and we trained the first classes of the national police. So I'm a big believer in the Haitian National Police being able to get the job done. But unless you have uh, you could have groups of U.S. military, U.S. police with the resources to buy the things that the Haitian police need, armored vehicles, and I'm a big believer in air assets, especially helicopters. Armed helicopters can do a lot. But I agree that the solution should be a Haitian solution, but it cannot be a Haitian solution with the circumstances we have on the ground now. It's just not possible. So that has to change. And we've talked about this mission, but we haven't talked about political solutions. And in the end, it's going to be political solutions that are going to drive fixing this problem. But again, you can't have political, diplomatic solutions without security. And unfortunately, that's where we are. But I agree. I would love to see a mission that concentrated on suppressing the gangs by helping the Haitian National Police have the resources, tools, and ability to do exactly that.
Is there any sort of news, breaking news you could share with us? You share quite a bit of news with us the last recent interview. What else could you add that I did not ask?
No, I think you, as usual, you do an outstanding job, and I'm blessed and very privileged and honored for you to reach out to talk to me. I hope that you can call me in a few months and tell me how wrong I was when we have 5,000 troops, international troops in Haiti, and it worked perfectly. And elections are going to go on as scheduled in April 2026. And I'd be happy to come on your show again and tell you how wrong I was about all the delays and problems that there are.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Moreno. That was a pleasure to talk to you, and I hope you will come soon and prove you wrong, maybe.
I, I hope I'm wrong. Believe me, I hope that I'm wrong. And it's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Have a nice night. Thank you.
You too, my friend.
Voilà, donc c'était avec nous ambassadeur Luis Moreno, qui lui-même c'est ancien chargé d'affaires américain en Haïti, qui a parlé ensemble avec nous sur force Represyon Gang des Nations Unies. Donc, voté résolution récemment. Donc, tout ça, et M. Moreno le dit nous pas devons espérer grand-chose. Nous pas devons espérer, nous sommes arrivés en Haïti, et nous sommes, ça veut dire là, donc c'est bon, il y a fait, on y a, son qui prend quelques bons mois, jusqu'à 6 mois, si la fête, et donc, par exemple, et la semaine prochaine, nous allons gagner des soldats qui vont commencer à déployer donc, en Haïti. Son bagage qui prend temps, puisque la bureaucratie dans le niveau Nations Unies prend un peu de temps, et puis pas gagner. En pile pays qui ont même fait qui prend un engagement formel donc pour yo et donc accepté vous voyez et troupes et en Haïti jusqu'à présent. Donc Luis Moreno il est toujours parlé ensemble avec nous, toujours bah, nous et plein et discussion donc ça le penser sur la situation et bien donc j'espère peut-être Maxime nous capable de tourner là encore pour montrer donc il fait différemment mais il n'a pas gagné trop confiance jusqu'à présent. Merci beaucoup et parce que tu es ensemble avec nous dessus. Nous allons parler comme ça par ces journaux à 8h, donc le journal de CTN, côté européen, toute information, toute dernière information sur la situation, sur ce qui a passé en Haïti, sur la question de l'immigration, sur la. Donc, pas hésiter à suivre les journaux ensemble avec nous, c'est non moins que 30 minutes, mais c'est tout le monde, c'est pour passer une excellente soirée et puis on nous boit rendez-vous tout, le premier jeudi, c'est à 9h tout, émission et donc nous allons faire ça nouveau ensemble avec M. Nadine Gédéon, côté nous allons parler de l'immigration. Merci tout le monde, nous allons avec vous.
Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue à Sac Nouveau, votre émission quotidienne diffusée du lundi au vendredi de 21h à 22h, présentée par Caribbean Television Network en partenariat avec le cabinet Gedeon Morales, votre partenaire de confiance pour toutes vos démarches liées à l'immigration. Sac Nouveau est dédié à l'information et à l'accompagnement des immigrants haïtiens sur les questions migratoires aux États-Unis et à l'international. Notre objectif est de vous fournir des analyses claires, des conseils pratiques et des ressources essentielles pour faciliter votre intégration et protéger vos droits. Restez connectés à CTN pour des informations fiables et actualisées. N'hésitez pas à nous contacter pour toute question ou préoccupation concernant votre parcours migratoire. Ensemble, construisons un avenir meilleur.
Tous les jours, Caribbean Television Network vous présente CTN Info. CTN Info. Le journal qui éclaire votre quotidien avec une compréhension fidèle et objective des événements en Haïti, à Boston, à Miami et bien au-delà. CTN Info, c'est bien plus que des nouvelles, c'est un lien entre vous et votre communauté, où que vous soyez. Chaque soir, du lundi au vendredi de 8h à 9h, plongez au cœur de l'actualité avec des reportages exclusifs, des interviews captivantes et des analyses qui vous concernent vraiment. CTN Info vous apporte des perspectives authentiques façonnées par nos histoires, nos luttes et nos espoirs. Ne manquez pas ce rendez-vous quotidien qui fait résonner nos voix et nos expériences. CTN, notre histoire suivant notre propre compréhension.